Hey Star Fam, thanks for tuning in. We're here today for another quick energy check-in with the Ator Tarot deck. So, without any ado, let's get right into it. And this is going to be a quick general reading just to see if we can get a quick snapshot as to what the energies are like around my Star Fam. Let's see what the cards have to say about the energies around my Star Fam. You can feel free to skip through the shuffling if you like. Oh, okay. So, first card out is the Seven of Swords. Alright, so the Seven of Swords. For me, usually when this comes up, it's somebody being somewhere they don't want to be and wanting to get out, literally grabbing everything you can and running. And if it means, you've got to leave some things behind, you got to leave some things behind. You just want to make an exit from wherever the heck you are. That's typically what it means when it comes up in my readings. However, this could also be about moving about in secrecy. Because as you can see, we've got this character here, and they are, it looks like they're running out of their a base camp. It's like back in the old days, during the wars, in the medieval times and what have you. It's like this person from the other side has snuck into the camp and just basically stole all their weapons. So it's also a card of, could be lies, deceit, sneakiness, moving around in secrecy. Could also be theft. So there are a number of things that it could be. But, again, it could also just be having to make an escape of some sort. Like a hasty travel. Something where you really didn't have time and just had to grab what you could and run. But let's see, what is the next card out? The Page of Swords. Okay. So the Page of Swords, pages are about new beginnings. I mean, pages are court cards, so of course they could be children or young people. But they're also new beginnings, could be new ideas. Could also be somebody who's not the greatest conversationalist. I don't know why, but I'm getting feelings of social anxiety. Because again, pages, they're a more immature energy, or maybe immature is the wrong word, but it could be that this person is just not really great at communicating, and so their communicational skills are of that as of a page. It could just be small talk. I mean, this could be someone trying to get away from small talk. And I mean, I get ya. I hate small talk as well too. But it's necessary. You just have to. It's a part of being social, unfortunately, is that you have to do it. That's how you make friends. Right? I mean, the Page of Swords could also be something about messages as well, too, because swords are about communications. So this could be a message that came to you. Let's see if we can get a little bit more context from the cards, because I definitely need a little bit more clarity on this. Oh man, could be that someone's ghosted somebody. Because again, with swords being about communication and wanting to get out of communication with somebody, getting out of a conversation. And so they've just kind of like, oop, left it like that. And that's why the Page of Swords is coming up as a swords, as a page, is because that's, you know, it's quite an immature thing to do. Not gonna lie. But you know, that could be a situation where you're ghosting someone or someone's ghosted you. Sorry, let's see what else the cards have to say though. Oh, all right. That was quite a bit. Let's see what we've got here. So they kind of fell out like this. And then like that. Alright. Let's see if we can get all of this in the shot. Sorry guys, bear with me a second. Making sure that y'all can see everything okay. Alright, now. Let's see. King of Swords, Knight of Swords, Queen of Cups. And then the Six of Cups and the Nine of Cups. Somebody wanting things to go back to the way they were before. Because the Six of Cups is about nostalgia, the past, good memories. You know, it could be childhood friends, a childhood home, but just memories of being a kid, being young, being with your family. You know, and it's generally around feelings of nostalgia for the old times. It could also be a reunion. I mean, again, if you're, you know, like a family reunion, it could also be an event like a wedding or something, or Thanksgiving, some kind of celebration where you're going back home to the family. And then you have the Nine of Cups next to it, which is the wish fulfillment card. Again, it's about emotional happiness. And it's usually about contentment. And in many tarot, this person is usually sat there looking quite smug, with his arms crossed. But here he's kind of looking like he's sulking. So it's like, even though he's got everything that he really wants, or he says that they wanted, it's almost like, because look, he's looking to the past, quite literally, and looking back at old memories. So it's almost like there's a desire to return to like the good old days, or you just want things to go back to the way they were before. That's the vibe I'm getting from these two cards. Sorry. I'm kind of jumping around a little bit here, guys. Sorry about that. But with these cards, yeah, this kind of looks like there was an argument that was had, you know? Because again, here we've got quite a bit of swords. You got 4 swords and 3 cups. So this is definitely some kind of, there's some kind of emotions going on and communicating about emotions, right? And so here we've got the King of Swords and the Knight of Swords. Now, the King of Swords is somebody who is very intelligent, very logical. He's very, I don't want to say calculating. I mean, that could be like a shadow side of the King of Swords, that he could be quite calculating, manipulating, cold, a bit unemotional, maybe all up in his head a lot. The King of Swords reverse is like, you know, the narcissist card, basically. Someone who's a little bit devoid of empathy. You know, they don't actually have to be a clinical narcissist. I'm just saying. Someone who might have narcissistic tendencies. You know, but again, it's usually somebody who's very smart, could be very charming, someone who thinks a lot, someone who is good at strategy, probably good at reading people. And by which reading people, I mean reading them and trying to figure them out from an intellectual point of view, as opposed to like the King of Cups, who would be able to read somebody and connect with them from an emotional side point of view. But next to him, we've got the Knight of Swords. And the Knight of Swords is about, you know, swift movement. And if these were, you know, it could be harsh words. You know, he's definitely, the Knight of Swords looks like he's charging in for a fight, with his sword drawn and quite pumped and, you know, going full throttle in. So, and again, with the swords being about communication, this could be an actual argument. An argument that might have been, you know, guys might have been a little bit hurtful, a little bit immature at times. You know, and again, the King of Swords, he's very, I get the feeling that he's somebody who knows how to push buttons and knows exactly what to say to really, like, you know, cut. And it looks as if there might have been an argument, you know? So we've got the... I don't want to say sneaky, but you've definitely got somebody doing some dodgy stuff, let's say, with the 7. I mean, I'm not seeing any 3s or anything, so it doesn't look like it's a third-party situation. But it could just be the point that somebody's just mentally checked out already. Like they've mentally checked out of a relationship for some reason. You know, and whatever communication that you have, because I feel like this king and this queen is probably a couple. Whatever communication that happened between you was kind of, you know, immature and harsh. You know, so it's kind of looking like, that's why it's looking like a fight to me. Which way was this? That way, right? Yeah. Or, you know, it could have been maybe, I kind of get the feeling that it's almost like someone was trying to sneak out late at night. Maybe not necessarily meet somebody in particular. It could have just been like, I don't know, maybe you told your partner that you'd quit smoking or something. You decided to sneak out for a quick smoke. But then, you know, wifey's like, oh, where are you going at this time of night? And there you are trying to, like, you know, make something up on the spot. using your King of Swords wit. But Queenie was seeing right through it, and she's like, "Oh, really? I don't think so." And maybe that's what sparked an argument. You know what I mean? So I'm just saying it doesn't necessarily have to be like a big, massive blow up argument that's gonna like cause you guys to break up kind of deal. Although, again, take it as it resonates. If it's the case in your personal circumstances that this is kind of the straw that broke the camel's back, then, I mean, it doesn't look like it. Given the fact that these cards came out, that we've got the 6 and the 9 of Cups come out, it doesn't look like it's... It looks like it's more one of those annoying, like, couple spats more than anything else. You know what I mean? This doesn't look like it's divorce worthy, at least at this point in time anyway. But there's definitely a feeling of, after this argument, just wishing that things could go back to the way that they were before, you know? When everything was good, right? And like, just back in the day when there was more love in the relationship, and, you know, just nostalgic for the good old days when everything was new and exciting, you know. And it's kind of more of a sadness that I'm getting from the other person. You know, so if it was the king who kind of started it, so to speak, you know, this is a quintessential situation where Queenie here, she's not mad, she's just disappointed, you know? And she just wishes things could go back to the way that they were, because Cups are her dominion. She's all about the love and the nurturing and the good memories and the kids and the happy home and being happy, you know, having that emotional balance. Like that's all Queen of Cups wants, you know. I mean, take it as it resonates. Just because it's the king and the queen doesn't necessarily have to be that. It's not gender specific, basically. So it could be a female who's behaving like the King of Swords, and the male who's, do you know what I mean? It's more about the characteristics that these people are displaying, as opposed to the actual gender, guys. Okay, so just please take it as it resonates. All right. But yeah, it feels like all this Queen of Cups wants is to just be happy and you know, have this happy family with your kids and, you know, dog, or I know we haven't got a picture of a dog in this one, but in some decks there is one, but you know what I mean, and just like build a happy home life, and that's all that they really want, you know. But I don't know, I don't really know what is going on with this king person. Let's see if we can get a few more cards on this. All right. Let's see if we can just get maybe one or two more cards. Sorry guys, I was just having a second look. I'm kind of curious to know what the... Alright, Page of Wands. Okay, it could be an argument over children. I get the feeling that this is an argument over kids, because you've got another Page of Wands come up. Sorry, another Page of Wands. You've got another page come up, but this time it's Page of Wands. It could be about a child that you guys were arguing about. Probably a boy, because, I mean, a phallic nature, but again, not necessarily. If it's not one kid, maybe two. Could be arguments about how to raise the kids. Because even though they're both boys, we've got two different ways. You've got one who's more logical, and another one who's a little bit more, I want to say, emotional. Or at least creative. You know what I mean? Whereas it's like one person just wants to do the bare minimum. Whereas the other one's like, come on, let's put some imagination into this. I mean, like, you know, they're kids. They need to be, like, nurtured and raised. Because, look, this one person, this Page of Swords, isn't even, like, paying attention to the sword. He's not even looking at it. Even though he's swinging it around, yeah. Whereas you've got the Page of Wands, who's actually, like, taking the time to look at the little buds and kind of almost like he's trying to nurture them. You know, like, oh. So it's like one parent just wants to let the kids run around wild, and the other one is like, no, we need to raise them properly. You know? All right. That's just me being lazy, nosy. All right. So, sorry, can you see this? Let's see if we can get, I'm going to say one more card. Sorry, I'm being really nosy, but I just, you know, at the end of the day, like I said, I don't think that this is an argument that is going to break you up or cause a divorce, at least just yet. You know, I definitely see, at this point, it's more just like an exasperation from the stricter side. Than the other. But I mean, again, this doesn't look like it's this doesn't look like it's relationship ending, as long as you guys can get on the same page. No pun intended. Same page, get it? See what I did there, guys? Wah, wah. Okay, I'll stop. Right, let's see if we can get any advice. Can we get some advice about this spread? What advice can we get? What advice can we give to our star fam? Oh, okay, here we go. So we've got the Six of Wands turn up. Now, I'm glad this turned up because this is actually the card of victory. As you can see, we've got this person here, and they are riding in on their white horse, you know, with the victory garlands and, you know, even on his head as well. And so yeah, there is some kind of victory that you're going to experience, which is a good thing. And it's also, it could be about moving forward as well too. So yeah, I kind of feel like, you know, you guys just really need to sit down and talk about this, like, for really reals, right? And as long as you guys can have, like, a proper conversation about it, I reckon there's no reason why you won't be able to emerge victorious out of all this. You know, I think you guys just really need to sit down and just, like, talk it out, even if it's, like, with, like, a therapist or friends or something. Something else I'm noticing, maybe a holiday would do you guys good, because I've got 1, 2, and now 3 cards that could be about moving, even though if it sometimes feel like you guys are moving backwards on an idea, you know, there is the potential for you guys to come to some kind of agreement and understanding between the two of you. That way you guys can get back on track and, you know, move forward victoriously, right? So, yeah, that's kind of what I'm seeing here, guys. But definitely do have a proper sit down and chat about these issues, okay? Because I do feel like this is resolvable, okay? You just need to I don't know, you guys might need mediating as well, because if you guys can't speak without it like adults, you know what I mean? No offense. But if it's the kind of thing where you guys always descend into just arguing all the time, then yeah, maybe speaking to somebody about your issues. Again, it doesn't necessarily, you know, even if it's your parents, another married couple that you know, but yeah, again, you guys, I don't see this as something that's like potentially damaging to your relationship, at least not in the short term. But this is definitely something that you're going to have to think about for the long term, okay? All right, guys, I think I'm going to leave it there. I hope you liked this spread. I hope it resonated and I hope it helped. Please do let me know in the comments below if maybe you saw your cards but you didn't hear your story. If you're happy and comfortable with sharing your story, I definitely love to read about it below. But apart from that, guys, take care and I will see you again soon.